So, what is freedom? I mean, it's one of those questions that feels so basic, right? We all think we've got a handle on it. But, when you start looking at what people from all over the world have to say, well, the picture gets way more interesting and a lot more complex. So, let's dive in.
All right, so let's just get right to it. What is freedom? When you actually go out and ask people this question, you start to see a few answers pop up again and again.
For a lot of us, it really just boils down to one thing: choice, right? It's that power to pick your own path, to make your own decisions without someone else telling you what to do. Sounds pretty straightforward.
And that kind of builds into this next idea, which is all about self-expression. Because freedom isn't just about what you choose, it's about who you get to be. It's that liberty to just live out your own identity, follow your passions, and be totally, authentically you.
Then, of course, there's the whole social side of things. I mean, think about it. What good are all those choices if you're constantly looking over your shoulder, worried about what other people are going to say? So yeah, for some, real freedom means finding a space where you can just exist without all that judgment.
Okay, so those are all really powerful, common ideas. But honestly, they're just scratching the surface. Because once you push past those first gut reaction answers, the definitions, they start to get a whole lot deeper. Almost poetic, really.
And this is where things start to shift. It's not just about doing what you want anymore. It's about creating what you want. This idea paints freedom as this huge, limitless canvas for your imagination. The chance to express yourself with absolutely no borders.
Oh, and I love this one. It's a much deeper, more philosophical take. It says, freedom isn't some right you're given or some action you take. No, it's a state of being. It's about being unattached, totally fluid, and just present, It's less about what you have and way more about just feeling weightless.
Now, here's a twist that might surprise you. We usually think of freedom as, independence, going it alone. But this idea, it flips that completely on its head. It suggests that true freedom is actually found in connection with others, in this state of unconditional love where you're finally safe enough to reach your absolute fullest potential.
So we've got all these beautiful, really inspiring ideas floating around. But when you try to bring them down to earth, into the real world, you slam right into a major problem. A paradox, really, that sits at the very heart of what it means to be free when you're living with other people. And this is what we call the freedom paradox. On one hand, you've got the ideal, total, absolute freedom with zero boundaries, no compromises. But in reality, that just can't work when we're all living together. Because, the old saying, my right to swing my fist ends right where your nose begins. So real-world freedom, it demands responsibility. It demands respect for everyone else's freedom, too.
And it gets even more complicated when you realize freedom isn't just one single thing. It's actually multidimensional. Think about it. You could have the physical freedom to go anywhere you want, but be totally trapped by a lack of financial freedom. Or maybe you've achieved mental freedom from anxiety, but you don't feel spiritually free. Real, true freedom means juggling all of these at the same time.
Okay, so we've looked at the personal definitions, the big philosophical ideas, the paradoxes, the whole shebang. But the most mind-blowing perspective we found in the source material, it completely reframes this entire conversation.
Yeah, you heard that right. It comes from a place that doesn't even have a word for it. Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. A culture so fundamentally free, so at its core free, that they never even needed to come up with a word for freedom. What would that even be like?
This is just, wow, it's fascinating. For the people there, freedom isn't some abstract concept you debate or a right you have to fight for. It's just their default setting. It's as natural to them as breathing air. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Do we only bother to name something, to talk about it, when we feel like it's missing?
And that right there, that realization completely changes the game. It forces us to pivot. Because maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. Maybe the goal isn't to find some perfect, one-size-fits-all definition of freedom that exists somewhere out there.
And that leads us to the final and maybe the most important shift in thinking. The whole journey just turns inward. The question stops being this big, abstract, philosophical thing, and it becomes intensely personal.
And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. After wading through all the different definitions and the paradoxes and these incredible ideas from around the world, we're left with the only question that actually matters. It's not, what is freedom? The real question is, are you?